can you say?
For my 40th birthday party, my family threw a surprise bash. A lot of people that I knew, a lot of very good friends, a couple of people I didn't know but were friends with my children and my wife. A lot of people from the church. Everyone showed up, and we had a very family-friendly, very high-energy, very uplifting evening. I remember it very fondly. It was a great night. It was one of those things that just makes a permanent story in your mind. I don't know if you can see the pupper in the back seat, but she's listening to all of this, so I have to be very careful about what I say. She's very young and impressionable. For my 50th birthday, I threw my own bash in my honeycomb in Charlotte. I had made some really poor choices and poor decisions, and it was one of the lowest points in my life. But I invited everybody I knew, Ren Fair people and theater people and musician people, people that were still talking to me at the time. And I threw a bash of my own where I proceeded to get really, really drunk on moonshine and lament my story to anyone that would listen. And then I decided it was time to stop doing that, and I set up a table in the corner of my back porch. It was about the same time that one of my friends, decided it would be a great idea to have a bonfire in my backyard and to roast hot dogs and marshmallows that were still left over from the 4th of July. Very careful people. I mean, it wasn't like anything out of control or a drunken, like rave or anything. But they played music. Everybody, I have a lot of talented friends. They broke out their instruments and they played music and they sang songs and told stories, which I think if you're going to have a group of friends gathering, that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to be. But I pulled a little table up in the corner of my back porch and broke out a deck of cards, and for several hours, apparently, I just did card tricks and told jokes to people that were there. I remember a lot of laughter, and I remember feeling very loved, very ashamed of myself. But coping with that shame and coping with the whole new change my life had taken, literally starting my life entirely over, I said, at least I still have that. I still have the ability, even at my most miserable time, to bring some laughter to a few other people. It is the eve of my 60th birthday. This is what 60 looks like, kids. Because of bone infections, I now wear dentures the way my grandfather did. Because of COVID vaccine, the muscles in my face are somewhat screwed up. Hasn't affected my voice, but it has affected my vision and a few other things. But better to light a candle than to curse the darkness, right? So tomorrow I be 60. I live high in the mountains in a valley between two mountains. I have a dream job. I have my own theater. I have creative control over the presentation of the show that I give. I have art in my life. I have love from a lot of strangers. During my time at the Magic Castle, which is, that time there spanned a little over 10 years. There were times when I said that this was my second home. It's said by a lot of magicians that are members and spend a lot of time there, but that wasn't really true second home. The castle was my home. The place where I kept my stuff, the place where I slept, that was my second home. That's where I went to recharge between the nights going in and reveling in performance conjuring. And it satisfied me at the time. The offer came for where I am now, and it was something I had never expected, nothing I'd really ever searched for or went seeking after, to do a theatrical seance in a haunted hotel, a destination, a historic monument, arguably the most famous haunted hotel in the world, that just turned 116, and the stories that are packed into that place are legion. But if you'd asked me on my 40th birthday, what do you see? What would you like to be doing in 20 years? What is your dream? What is your ultimate goal? My answer would have been, I want to have my own theater, a small, intimate venue, because close-up magic. I'd like to be able to write art and present it to the public. I would like to not have to jump on a plane every couple of days to go and do what I do. I'd like for an audience to come to me. Make enough money to live comfortably and live in a beautiful place. And every single one of those things came true in a way that I did not expect or did not foresee. I turn 60 tomorrow. Technically, I've lived 60 years, and lived them fully and well. I did my best not to hurt anyone, though I failed miserably on several occasions. How will I celebrate 60? I have a vague idea. A friend has invited me to lunch. We'll probably talk about magic tricks and seance tricks and art that we both love and enjoy. And then I'll come home and I will wash my dishes and take the trash to the road. And Tuesday is vacuuming day, so I'll be vacuuming. And I'll write in my journal, and I'll record a video for my uplifting Pride Colors shorts that I spray across social media in an effort to add some love, some kindness, some uplifting to several very negative forums, and hope that it reaches the right people. And I will make myself dinner, and I will either go out to the movies, because I love the movies. Oh, I love the movies. Or I'll choose something classic to watch at home. I'll throw a ball for my dog. I'll write letters to my children that I probably won't send, tucked away in a box that they can read after I'm gone. Though I wasn't what you would call an ideal father, certainly no Mr. Cleaver, I did my best. I did my best to be loving and kind and guide in the correct way. And I love them all more than I have words or art to say. My 4 children, my currently 5 grandchildren, one of whom I've never met. There's so much love for them that it overflows within me and becomes my effort to put that love and kindness out into the world. For myself, yes, but for them, for the world they're going to grow up into. Very quiet, I don't want to use the word lonely, but alone. A time to reflect, a time to plan. Actually, I started this off with the intention of, there's a poem I wanted to read before I close this out. This is from the master poet Iggy Pop, and it's pretty relevant. So let me do my best to see this and read it. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit to make it a little more fitting, but I think it's worthwhile, and I hope you enjoy what I have to say. No Shit by Iggy Pop. It was in the winter of my 60th year when it hit me. I was really alone. And there wasn't a whole hell of a lot of time left. Every laugh and touch that I could get became more important. Strangely, I became more bookish, and my home and my study meant more to me as I considered the circumstances of my death. I wanted to find a balance between joy and dignity. On my way out, planning for the short time that I have left. Above all, I didn't want to take any more shit. Not from anyone. I can relate. I spent a very long time trying to be what someone else wanted me to be. And I hurt myself, and I hurt other people in trying to play a role that I was not made for. I was once told by a church theater director that I was far too fat to play Scrooge in a Christmas play. And I wasn't attending enough services. I wasn't showing up enough on Sunday mornings, Sunday evenings, Wednesday nights. Just don't see enough of you. And my twisted brain came back at them with, well, which is it? Do you see too much of me, or do you not see enough of me? And it's one of the last times I ever crossed the threshold. Tell you another story another day about how the church crushed the enthusiasm my son had for Jesus. Christian church. The boy was on fire. The boy, man, he had a passion for the love and kindness and giving of the Christ. It was all over him. It was all in him. I was going to go ahead and tell it now then, I suppose. And there was an opportunity. My son's a musician, very fine one. Plays the guitar since he was young. There was a position open in the youth band, guitar player, and they were holding auditions. And the cliche, played until his fingers bled. He played until his hands couldn't move anymore. They were shaking, and he had to put them in ice water because he really passionately wanted to show the love that he had, the passion that he had for Jesus, just like had been taught to him in Sunday school since he was a child. And he got on the stage, and he plugged in his guitar, and he danced like David. He praised the Lord, and he played his guitar, and he put his heart and his soul and his effort into showing the heart that he had for God, the heart that he had for love, and the talent that he was proud of that the Lord had given him. Brought the house down. Beautiful. If you remember the scene in Back to the Future when Marty's band is auditioning for the high school dance, and the music director gets up and says, "I'm sorry, but you're just too darn loud." Well, my son was not too darn loud. What the youth pastor told him in front of God and everybody: it looks like you love yourself more than you love Jesus, and you don't have a place here. Broke his heart, broke mine. What are you saying? What are you saying? For my 60th birthday, for myself, for my son, for those of you who make art, for those of you who can't do anything else, I'm here to listen. I'm here to share stories. You give me one, I'll give you one. We'll both end up with two. Two things that I want to give to the world. The first is, I want you to take the talent you have, use it. Use it for whatever is inside you that longs to put it out there. Put it out. PTMFW. They tell you you're not good enough. They tell you nobody will listen. They'll tell you nobody will feel what you feel when you present your art. That's what they tell you because they have failed themselves. PTMFW. Prove the motherfuckers wrong. And the other, and this I say with all my heart, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you are watching this because you are a fan, if you are watching this because you hate my guts and you hate watching just to see what I'm doing now, more than anything else, I want you to remember that love is everything. And I hope that there is love where you are. Happy birthday, world. I'm 60, and you haven't seen anything yet from me.